We're live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bad House. Today is going to be episode 3 of Slumber, a liminal horror 8-episode miniseries. Meet us after the break for some Bad House announcements. Our content warnings for the show can be found by the Twitch command !SCW, cast command at !SlumberCast, and a little summary of the show can be found at !Slumber. As another note, for channel points, you can help our dreamers by spending 3,000 channel points for a -1 on their rolls that will unfortunately disappear after every episode. In liminal horror, -1s are used In liminal horror, -1s are very good because the players need to roll below whatever their stats are. So a -1 will help them succeed at more things. I am Oleander. My pronouns are they, them, and I am your game master for the evening. I'm going to throw it over to Josephine.
Hello, everyone. I am Josephine at Scary Dog Friend, one of the co-producers over here at Bad House RPG, and I'll be playing Harlan Yoon. Pass it over to Abhishek.
Hey everyone, my name is Abhishek Matange, at neon_Raiden. My pronouns are he, him, and I'll be playing Layla Patel, pronouns she, her. I will throw it over to Sean.
Hey everybody, it's your resident quirk up white boy Sean. Today I'm going to be playing as Tyler Crow, who has a lot of religious trauma to unpack apparently, and I will throw it over to Kendo.
Hello everybody, my name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer. I use any all pronouns, and today I'm playing once more Dr. James Dunnington, the only person here with some sense. I will be giving it to whoever wants it. Joe, Sophie.
I'll take it. Thank you. Once again, we are in celebration of the Space Penguin Inc. crew backer kitting for Liminal Horror Deluxe Edition. The previous edition that we're playing is for free on itch.io. If you use the Twitch chat code !LH, that will send you to that backer kit. And let's start that giveaway right now. Starting right now, you can enter into the chat !Sandman and enter a raffle to be the owner of 6 digital copies of official liminal horror modules from Goblin Archives. We'll be doing 3 for tonight, winner before break, after break, and right at the very end. If you are a winner, please check your Twitch whispers and set them to strangers so we can get a best email from you and you can get started on your liminal horror journeys. Take us to church, Oleander.
All right. At 7:43 p.m., Crescent Valley City would begin to fall apart with the stuff of nightmares happening in the streets. But everyone is asleep, so there's no one calling for help. No one except for a handful of strangers who woke up under duress. United by a golden sheep, a dream guide named Myriad, the 4 work together to escape their gathering place, the Crescent Valley City Public Library. During this skirmish, we learned that Harlan Yoon strikes first and asks questions later. That Layla Patel might hide at first, but if she sees her time to shine, she'll seize it and the glory that comes with it. That Tyler Crow will risk their self to help another, but there may be a limit on the horizon for those who wouldn't return the favor. And that Dr. James Dunnington is a coward, simply looking for a way out. We also learned in that escape that Myriad seems to have no offensive capabilities, citing the fact that they are a sheep. The next destination, a place of worship, a nearby Catholic church. Here, they'll be able to find the 5th dreamer and the final piece of Myriad. That brings us to now. In the silence of the streets of Crescent Valley, You can hear something screeching several blocks away. You can hear the snoring of citizens laid out on the crosswalk before you, and the honking of a car alarm at the end of the street. The air is slowly being contaminated by the combined smoke of every building that has caught on fire since the beginning of the slumber. And it's getting harder to see things at a distance. And you all can still feel the mugginess of your ink-covered clothes. Before you stands a neo-Gothic Catholic church, one Dr. Dunnington is quite familiar with. Cars are lined up in any available spot to park as far as you can see, as a Wednesday evening mass was taking part inside. Its tall spires cast shadows around your group, and the colors of their stained glass are the only specks of saturation in this dull gray street. Myriad stands just a few feet ahead of you all and goes, "This must be the place. I can feel Myriad in there. Once I'm made whole, everything will be clear."
But do you feel any other danger in there? Because there was just something out there that was looking for us, right?
Whatever it was, it is past. That said, there's no guarantee that the church itself is fully safe within. This whole city is, well, a waking nightmare.
How do you even... Is the other you... Are you sure the other you is inside the church? Are you sure it's not just somewhere nearby?
They have to be inside. Something is calling out to me.
Okay, can it come here? Why do we have to go? Why do we have to go where it is? The rest of the yous could just walk around as they pleased. Why can't this one just come on out to us?
The rest of me's came to find each of you as individuals. If the fifth dreamer is inside that church, then so too must be the other me.
Okay. Can you call out to it like it is you?
I don't think it's able to come outside. Something must have gone wrong.
Convenient.
Alright, well. Upside is there's supposedly another person in there. And maybe they'll help us?
Yeah, or they might want to kill us.
Who in this situation would see another person and be like, yeah, another person, let's kill him? Like, I don't know any of y'all, but I figured that us being together would be a higher chance of survival. Who wouldn't have that same reaction?
Like, I don't know, a fucking psycho or something? You tell me. Like, duh.
The doctor's got a gun. I think we'll be alright. Tell me you didn't drop the gun.
No, I've got the gun. I wouldn't use that as like a bar for our safety.
You don't know how to use the goddamn thing?
That, and I also only have one bullet.
God.
There's only
Doctor's
one
useless.
person. So
I mean, one person, X number of monsters looking for us.
What kind of doctor
I
are
don't
you
think the
again?
bullets are gonna work on the monsters.
What kind of doc? I'm a professor. It's a PhD. I'm not like a doctor.
Yeah, not a real doctor.
Okay, wait.
I mean,
okay,
I
no,
don't-
I am a
know
real
how that
doctor. I'm just not a medical doctor, is what I meant.
Like you still gotta go to school for that shit.
Thank you. Yes,
Everybody goes to
I'm-
school for fucking
welcome.
everything. It doesn't make them a real goddamn actual
No,
thing.
that's different. What is no? Okay, this doesn't matter. I don't know why you got. I don't know why you got latched onto that. I am a doctor, to be clear. I'm just not a medical doctor. So if any of us get hurt, I can't help in that. Is what I meant.
Lila just looks at all us while you're talking about schools. Like, you guys went to school? Oh my god, ew. Surrounded by nerds.
That seems like a thing you are going to have to deal with. Look, we need a plan. We can't just walk in there with no plan. And I want to be clear, the gun with the single bullet is not a good plan.
All right. I'll be right back. And I start walking towards the church, and I push the door open.
As you go to the church, there's a few stairs you have to ascend on the way up. There is also a ramp next to it, but as you go up the stairs and you stare at these doors, which are pretty large because this is a neo-Gothic church in terms of its architecture, these doors just dwarf you. And there's this undeniable feeling of dread that kind of emanates from the church as you get nearer to it.
Do I feel like the sense of dread is connected to something otherworldly, or just a sense of self-preservation that I'm not supposed to be here?
What's the difference?
There. So all of the so I think Tyler has initially kind of hit the friend override of I don't want to do this, but everyone else is too nervous to do this, which gives me the courage to do it. And so he walked up there super I could do this, whatever. And then he opens the door and he feels that feeling wash over him and has the thing that he was going to say, but it comes out a little bit more slow and nervous than he imagined in his head. And he says, "Hello? If there's a person in here, preferably not a psycho killer, who followed a weird golden sheep, we'd love to talk to you."
As you yell out as you open the door, the first thing you see as you open it is the long view into the nave. Just this big seating area where you can see the backs of tons of people's heads that were gathered for the Wednesday Mass. And your voice echoes out into the church, bouncing off all of the walls, and you don't get a response back.
Cool, good talk. Is there a golden sheep in here? We've got your big friend that wants you to be part of them again.
You call out this question for a golden sheep, and you don't get a response back from that either. That said, you do hear, just ever so slightly due to the silence of the church itself, something is rustling in the stands.
In the pews?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. The noises are a lot better when they're attached to things I can see.
Sorry, what was that? Your voice cut out.
Oh, weird. Am I better now?
Yes.
Cool. He goes, okay, cool. Noises are a lot better when they're attached to things I can see. So, could you come out and show yourself, please?
As you ask for whatever's making this noise to show themselves, actually, first off, what is everyone else doing? Are you all still across the street just watching Tyler stand in the doorway calling out into the church?
I don't think
You're goddamn right.
I don't think across the street. Okay, wherever Layla is, Harlan is. So if she's across the street,
Well, I guess
I'm
we are.
staying with her. I'm at least, I don't know about James.
I don't think I would leave Tyler by themselves. I feel Dr. James really doesn't want to go into this church. And I think, like, upon seeing Tyler, like, just kind of, like, run over there, like, completely just by himself, like, starts to, like, instinctually, like, try to, like, follow, and then we'll turn back to Layla and Harlan and just go, well, come on, we can't leave him by himself.
I'm not leaving her by herself. And if she doesn't want to go anywhere, then I'm not going to go anywhere.
She sort of just looks at you, Harlan, to sort of like push you in front of me. Then, if I go over there, you wouldn't mind protecting me, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Good, because I feel like going over there.
Okay, then I guess we're going over there.
This is some weird. Okay, whatever. I don't care. And then just like, all right, come on, and then is going to go over. I'm not going in the church, nor do I think I'm going like right up next to Tyler. I think my goal is to be within earshot of him in case like I hear like something bad happen or like he like calls out for help, and then I could like run over. But there's still like there's a lot of hesitation as we approach, and like a lot of anxious looking around at like the corners and shadows of this church at night, and there's like just this feeling of oppressive dread within James that I think truly only becomes physically manifested by just like a very, very anxious, like looking around as if, you know, having the feeling of being watched.
Okay.
But I do want to be within earshot of Tyler, just in case something happens.
So the three of you are probably like coming up like the stairs as Tyler's standing in the doorway shouting these questions out. And Tyler, you asked for this person to show themselves, or what you think at least might be a person to show themselves. And the first thing you get in response after all of this is a voice calling out, "Are you armed?"
No.
You said you're looking for a sheep?
Yeah, and we've got a sheep that's looking for a sheep, more specifically. Is yours like talking weird stuff about you're not like everyone else too, and needs to find its hole in hopefully a non-sexual way?
Yeah, something like that. And they haven't made themselves visible yet. But as you hear these responses and their voice echoes around from within the cavernous walls of the church, eventually you hear them ask, "How many of you are there? Just you?"
There's 3 others, and then the sheep.
Do you have first aid?
I look back. Do we have first aid?
Not that
Yeah.
I know of.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. And I look back, and I'm like, so me falling off of a bookcase, nobody thought to bring that up?
You're fine.
Turns to look at Harlan.
I hate it here. Yeah, we got first aid.
My leg is busted up pretty bad. I came in here looking for some sort of first aid, but couldn't find any.
All right, where are
The
you?
sheep ran off. I'm in third row of the pews.
Harlan.
Well, they don't let faith healers in hospitals for the same reason they don't let magicians in casinos. So
Harlan, I think, takes out the emergency medicine kit that he has somehow somewhere on his person. It's RPG inventory, and he just starts making his way over in a surprisingly professional way.
I grab Harlan by like the by the scruff as you start to walk off. And I go, wait, something don't seem right. He said his sheep ran off.
Right. Also,
This motherfucker's been the no, sorry, and like let's go. And like turns back to look at Myriad. This fuck don't just leave like that.
There's something that they're hiding from you.
well, we'll hide something from them. And I look at James. Give me the gun.
You know how to use it?
We don't have to talk about that, but let's just say I got a better shot than you do.
And there's this moment as James like pulls the revolver out of his waistband, checks the chamber just to make sure like it still does have the one bullet. And like he like upon like popping it open and like checking, there's like he kind of stares into the chamber for just a little too long before like snapping it closed again. Okay. Yeah. You and like just doesn't necessarily hand it to Tyler, but just kind of holds it out in your general direction.
He like slowly reaches for it and takes it, and he then like opens the wheel and he pulls the bullet out and hands the bullet back to James.
After you had taken the gun, James's hand like didn't really go back, and so you're just kind of placing it in the open hand that was still just kind of limply hanging there. His fingers like slowly curl over the bullet. Okay. Yeah.
can I go help the bleeding man now?
Yeah, I'll go with
Alright.
you.
And I
Make my
tuck
way
the
over.
bullet into my front pocket.
I am
So-
putting the revolver like in the front pocket of my hoodie, and then like putting both hands in my hoodie as if I'm kind of just like casually, nonchalantly like holding them there.
Okay. And so it's Harlan and Tyler entering the church now.
Yeah.
As the two of you enter the church, and you're all the way at the back, and you know that this person is supposedly in the front 3 rows. Well, the 3rd row from the front, specifically. And as you walk in, your footsteps echo throughout the church, and you, looking off to the sides, you see these stained glass windows just pouring in light that you know from having been outside. There's not a lot of sunlight to push this light inward in the first place. But these projected colors of light shine over the congregation of people sitting in the stands. And all of them sit limp in their chairs, some of them with Bibles open, some of them just heads tilted over. There are some people who lay on the floors, on the floor itself. And as you continue walking through the church, you can see off to your right another set of doors that you would assume leads to the cloister. And as you continue approaching down this nave, you end up eventually coming to the 4th and 5th rows, and you can hear this person sort of grunting as they're like, you can hear movement on the other side of what you assume to be the 3rd row, but they must be on the ground, as you cannot see them yet. Who's rounding the corner first is my question.
Harlan.
Harlan? As you round the corner, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I will. 7 out of 13.
7 out of 13. You hear pop as a gunfire goes off and just misses you. And you see laying on the ground, sort of laying on their back, kind of, pistol aimed straight toward you. And you see this person is wearing orange pants and a wife beater. Head is bleeding a little bit out of the side. Their right leg is wrapped in some sort of makeshift bandage, you can assume from whatever shirt they were wearing before. And they just fired a gun at you, Harlan, but you just barely miss.
What about anyone being armed?
Fuck, you're real.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I figured. Worst case scenario, you could be patched up.
Drop the gun.
No. Who else you got?
Muted.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Yeah.
That's weird. Can I, while the two of them are talking, be slowly kind of coming around the other side?
Sure.
Because I want to, using that distraction, kind of come up behind him with my gun raised on him.
Mm-hmm. And go on.
And basically, my goal here is to come up and get the drop on him, and like with the gun raised on him.
As you come around the back, sort of sneaking around this person who's on the ground, I would like a dex roll from you to remain quiet. And while this is happening, Layla and James, the two of you just heard gunfire go off in the church, despite the fact that you know the only bullet was handed off. What are you two doing?
Layla's mainly just going to be like, kind of like get low to the ground and be like in surprise and like, fucking knew it. I knew that. She's basically like preening about like how she was basically right with what she said to Tyler about like how the guy could possibly be a killer. Gunfire equals maybe killing. Seems like she's kind of right.
And what about James? Your muted character.
I think the does instinctually duck a little bit. But I think ducking and moving close to the wall of the church and around where the door frame is, where we were, and is just staying quiet, listening. There was only one gunshot. We have two people in there. One gunshot would have, unless somehow we're fighting Deadshot or something, only hit one of you. And the fact that there's no screaming, no running, yelling, anything like that, tells me that was probably a warning shot. Or Tyler had a bullet and didn't tell me. But I'm not like, it's like very like anxious, like, or focused. Just like analyzing what's going on. And like feels no reason to panic necessarily in this moment. Because the sound of one gunshot going off doesn't necessarily mean things have gone bad.
And Tyler, what did you roll in that dex?
I got an 8. My dex is an 11.
All right. So you managed to sneak up behind this strange person who's wrapped up with DIY bandages without being noticed.
And I just walk up and I put the gun directly on the back of his head and I say, he said, drop it.
Easy, easy, easy. I just didn't want to be surprised.
Yeah, you sure surprised us.
Can't be too careful in times like these. And they're gonna carefully put their own pistol down onto one of the seats.
I slowly reach and I grab the pistol they put down, and then I toss the revolver to Harlan. And then I pistol whip this guy in the back of the head. Fuck him.
Go ahead and make me a D4 roll.
Oh my god.
This is Tyler's first time doing this. That's a 1.
Yeah.
You wallop this person in the back of the head, and they sort of flop over in response. They don't look completely like they're not knocked out,
Right.
but they are definitely like shaken by that. Sort of just laying on the ground, wondering what the fuck just happened.
If nobody shoots each other again, we can just patch you up.
Don't shoot him. I'm just gonna beat his ass.
Okay, still, once I am really gonna get in there, do not fuck up my work, okay? And then, Tyler, you just see Harlan start to, I think he addresses the head bleeding first. I want to see what that's from, other than like potentially growing welt from Tyler pistol whipping him.
It's like on the opposite side of the head is where they got pistol whipped. So like you can see the growing welt and mark of blood coming from where they were pistol whipped, and then on the other side, you can see what looks to be also like it's a bit of blood that's draining down the side of the face, but as you're trying to get a look at it, you get the impression that it is something that cut the side of their head, like something scratched out at them. As you see like two horizontal almost claw marks across the side of the head.
I try to stir the person awake at the very least. Okay, what do you remember? Was this an animal? Let's start there.
Fuck. What was what an animal?
What got you right here?
This thing in alleyway a few blocks down. Get away from it. It was I don't know, just a thing came out of the dumpster.
Monster?
Yeah. There's all sorts of things running around.
Harlan in his mind started rolling out, like, you know, tetanus, rabies, all that type of shit. Like, I have no idea what sort of diseases the monsters carry around, but he just sort of figures to treat it with the cleaning little swabs and things, pads, and just sort of is it bleeding a lot? Like, I know you said it was like
It is
coming down his face.
It's not awful,
Okay.
but it does look like he has bled a fair amount. There is enough staining on their
Right, okay.
shirt where you can assume this person might be a bit woozy in general.
Yeah. No way to do a blood transfusion at this time, so just sort of mark it as less pain, less important than his leg. Cleans up the head, goes down to the leg, see what's wrong with the leg.
The leg looks like they were actually shot in the leg. And it looks like they tried their best to essentially form a tourniquet with nothing but whatever long sleeve shirt they had on prior to wrapping that leg.
All right. This isn't gonna be pretty. Who the fuck shot you?
I was, it was a fucking cop, before everyone fell asleep. And I woke up, I was bleeding a lot.
Okay. Is the bullet still in there?
No, I think it went straight through. I think.
That makes that a little easier.
As Harlan is getting to work trying to patch up this person, James and Layla, things have gotten quiet in the church, and if you were to peek around, you can see Tyler and Harlan both crowded around a section of the pews, talking to someone, but you can't quite see what's happening. What are the two of you doing?
I think if I can see them working on something, and like you know, getting up, moving around, like kneeling down and stuff like that, I think that calms James, in a way. Like he loosens up a little bit and goes from like the really like focused, like attentive, like hunched down by the door to just kind of kneeling there, and is just gonna watch, you know, until something goes wrong. He again is like doesn't really want to broach the the line between outside the church to inside the church in any real way. And so is content knowing that, you know, it seems like they're okay and that, you know, they're doing whatever. So I'm just gonna watch.
Layla.
I think upon seeing Harlan and Tyler kind of like okay, despite the chaos of like, you know, the gunshot happening and everything else, that does take the edge off of Layla a little bit. More so it takes the edge off of what might be happening inside the church, as she does tend to start to focus a little bit more on outside in case that siren whatever thing that they heard starts coming back, because now she's paranoid about that.
Funny you should mention that.
Like, it's just like it's like Sixth Sense. I'm just that good. I'm just that good, I guess.
As you turn and start looking at the rest of the street, focusing on the world around you, rather than on what's in front of you, you turn and you see just over the top of the rooftop of a building on the western side of the street. You see that red, blue, as it's coming back down a street, and you're not sure if it's going to turn the corner to the street that you currently are or not, but you can tell that it is on its way in this general direction.
Fuck. To like grab James's attention, to like point over towards the lights. I think that thing that might kill us, the siren, whatever the fuck that the sheep told us about, I think it's coming back, and I think we should probably get inside.
It will like turn and like fully knowing that she's probably right.
Stay outside here and be caught by it. You do you. I'm gonna go inside.
Looking around, where's Myriad?
Myriad is you're looking around. You actually see Myriad has taken a few steps into the church and is like cautiously looking around from like where the entrance is, as they're like seeing that everything has gotten quiet, they're kind of very cautiously entering the church.
Fine, but we should still stay out of sight. Whoever else was here, or whatever else is here, doesn't know that we're here yet, so just keep to the edges.
Fine, whatever. But yeah, I think without waiting for James, she'll start making her way up the stairs. She will listen to him in the fact that she'll keep to the edges, but yeah.
And as you two enter the church, you look back towards the entrance and you see red, blue, as eventually it passes the door, revealing that yes, it was indeed coming down your street. And as it passes the door is slammed shut.
Oh fuck.
I think, like, almost instinctually immediately goes for the handle of the doors and tries to, like, shoulder it open. Like, fuck, come on.
As you go over to grab the handles aren't there.
But, and, like,
It's just completely flat.
Just banging on the door, like, God.
And as this banging on the door is happening, Harlan and Tyler, this person on the ground, sort of like eyes start darting around. Like, what's that?
Some motherfucker freaking out again. He's with us.
Oh, fuck. And at this point, you're sort of finishing doing what you can to help Harlan. And this person on the ground goes, the sheep ran into the cloister, but I couldn't get the doors open.
What do you mean?
The cloister.
The sheep locked the door behind it or something?
I don't know how the fuck they opened the door.
Yeah. Tyler,
it was,
can you...
following me around everywhere.
Tyler, I'm assuming that the gun that he took from the guy took from the cop who shot him. So he is going to check the clip to see how many bullets are in it.
As you check the clip, there's only 4 bullets left.
All right, and then he puts it back, and he says, "Yeah, I'll go check it out." And he begins to walk towards the cloister.
As you walk toward the cloister, you see that similarly, their doorknob is basically, well, the handle is basically gone. And there's nothing there but a keyhole. The doors tower above you, and off to the sides, you see on either side of this cloister entryway 2 large stained glass windows. One, of course, depicting the Nativity. One depicting another story from the Bible.
One of the other ones.
One of the other ones. My brain's. I got. There's a lot of windows in here. I couldn't write
It's the
something down for every
nativity and the
window.
crucifixion, the birth and death
Yeah.
of Christ.
Cool. Did anybody come across a key recently while we've been doing stuff? Hey, church guy, do you know like where they would keep the keys to this place? Is that something like one of the altar boys would have?
Oh, you're talking to James.
Yeah, I'm talking to James.
You see James is like head like face first into the door, just like hands kind of lightly scratching at its surface. He seems so small in this moment, like a child, afraid of being scolded, and he just kind of is like shut out from everyone and everything in this moment, just kind of like just trying to be almost trying to like make his body one with this door, as that is the only thing that would remove him from this space in this moment.
And this
And
is
he
the front
does not
door,
res-
not the cloister door, right?
Yeah, like the front door, like the door that we just walked through that closed on us. He's just like trying his best to be the door in this moment.
I think Tyler kind of clocks his anxiety and runs over. Hey, dude, what's going on?
Get out of here! I can't be here. We have to.
Why can't you? This was your idea. I thought you came to this church.
This was
What's
not my
going on?
idea. I didn't want to fucking come here. I didn't want to fucking come here. I said that. I said it from the beginning. I don't want to listen to fucking sheep. I don't want to fucking be here. We need to get out.
Okay. Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. How do we get out?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why do you want to be out of here so bad? What happened here?
I can't be here. I can't be here. I can't be here. I'm not supposed to be here. I can't be here. And just like slowly starts to fall to his knees, like face first against the door, like just a puddle of tears, useless in this moment.
I think that Tyler crouches down and says, "Look, I don't know what kind of weird baggage that you've got. I've got plenty, but like the only way any of us are going to get out of this situation is if we put that aside and work the problem in front of us."
You don't understand. I can't be
Help me understand.
here. I haven't been here since she died.
Who?
My wife.
What happened to her?
He kind of freezes. Stiff. I can't. I can't be here. I can't be forgiven.
You know why I've got beef with God? You know what my problem is? It's the fact that he gets all the credit for the good and none of the credit for the bad. It's the fact that every time there's something fucked up in your life, and every time everything horrible is coming down on you, it's your fault because you're sinning, because you're not praying to him. And it's up to you to fix it. And it's up to you to straighten everything out. And then once you do, praise God, right?
You don't know what you're talking about. Shut the fuck up.
I watched my mother die in front of me in a church. And it's all because she had an irrefutable faith that something that she couldn't see was going to fix the parts of her life she wasn't happy with.
I'm sorry that bad shit happened to you. I'm sorry that you blame all of that on God. But that has nothing to do with me. I can't be forgiven for what I did. And I cannot stand in his presence knowing what I did.
As far as I see it, there is no reason for whatever you did, how fucked up it is, to be something that God can't forgive you for, because God couldn't show his face to me and tell me why he let my mother die and did nothing. Someone who spent her entire life doing everything for him. So if he's all powerful and he's all perfect and he's somebody that can't forgive you, tell me why.
Because I killed her!
Your voice echoes through the church. I killed her, I killed her, I killed her, I killed her, bouncing off all the walls more than they should be. And eventually the pipe organ at the front echoes the I killed her in 3 notes.
You feel better?
Just pushes you. Just like, shut the fuck up. And like, just like fetal position, sitting against the door.
I think the entire time I had been just sort of trying to coach the person through, I have to close the wound for it to stop bleeding. I just do some leg surgery in the church. Just sort of like trying to coax into, like, if does he need something to be held in his mouth to get through this, or if he can just hold on. Tyler's taking a long time. James's voice reverberates throughout the church. And at first, Harlan also wonders if there's something in here speaking to him. But it doesn't say anything yet.
You hear the admission of murder reverberate through the church. And as you're sitting here doing impromptu surgery on someone, I need you to make me a control save.
$11 out of 15.
As you continue to do this, impromptu surgery, and you look down at the wound below you, you see the blood pouring out of the wound as you're trying your best to stop this bleeding. And as you do, you can hear in your head that heartbeat thumping once more. And as it continues to reverberate through your mind, you do manage to just silence it down just enough to resist the pull of whatever it is. And the bleeding person in front of you, whose name you do not yet know, bites down on the fabric of the shirt that they just took off, and now they're shirtless as they bite down on this tank top that they've rolled up, and you continue to do the job, and as the leg, as you do your best to stop the bleeding with just this first aid kit, you eventually come to a satisfaction of a success. How's it feel?
There is a swell of pride, but it does feel morbid all the same, because I don't think he's 100% sober still. But he did it. I think, looking over to the rest of the group, he just sort of says, "Do we have an update on the doors?"
Still no doors.
Layla, as you've since the doors have closed on you and Dr. James, in this time that has passed, you've watched James have this admission of guilt, this breakdown, and you've seen people going around looking for exits to the building and can't find any. What have you been doing this whole time?
Honestly, Layla has mainly just been standing around for the fact that there isn't a lot that she can really do here.
Mm-hmm.
She sort of just she's not medically gifted like Harlan is, and James and Tyler are already on the door situation, so they can handle that. So she's just sort of sort of kind of just loafing around, I guess. But she is definitely surprised by the whole breakdown that the Dr. James has. At first, she is a bit callous towards it all, considering in her life as a model, she has seen quite a few mental breakdowns, and in her mind, if you've seen one breakdown, you've seen them all. But the admission of murder, that does throw her for a loop.
Yeah, and so as you're sitting here bearing witness to a confession, you actually notice that the confessional booth near the front of this church actually glows within it as the confession rains through the echoes.
I think she will approach, but very cautiously, like almost sort of like reaching into her purse and prepping her taser just in case something does try to jump out at her. But seeing how nothing else is really like of note, I guess, can really be considered a quote-unquote lead/exit, I guess, she'll investigate the confessional booth.
All right. As you approach the confessional booth, you get nearer and nearer to it, and you see the golden glow radiating from within it. And for a moment, the glow reminds you of myriads but as you look at it longer, the warmth doesn't quite radiate the same. There's essentially two halves of this booth. The one where the priest would go in, and the one where the confessor would go in. And this one is a very elaborate, like, beautifully designed wooden box, essentially. And it has two doors. It is the confessor side that glows.
I think. So you said. So you mentioned that the glow that kind of emanates out from that side isn't quite the same as Myriad's. You said it's not as warm, inviting as Myriad's.
Not quite.
Okay. Layla wouldn't really know the first thing about churches. She's never really been a believer in spirituality to begin with, and even if she was, she's not Christian, so she doesn't quite have a grasp on how confession booths work. So she's just slowly, cautiously gonna approach the door, the confessor side of the confession booth, and just very carefully start to pry open the door and just, like, have her taser ready to, like, lash out at anything that does jump out at her.
All right. And so as you open this door, you see it just pours this golden light out as you slowly creep it open. It just slowly washes over this area. And as you look into the booth, you can see a person sitting in the chair. A person awfully familiar to you. Someone that looks just like you, but a little bit earlier in life, perhaps in your prime. And as they smile back at you and stand up, we're gonna go to break.
You are evil, I swear to God.
Okay. We'll be continuing the giveaway throughout the break. We'll see y'all in 10 to 15. Hydrate, stand up, do your thing. We'll see you very soon. We are back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from the break. Before we figure out what exactly is going on with the confessional booth, let us go through some Bad House RPG announcements real quick. So first off, Bad House RPG's Grindhouse Anniversary one-shots continue this Friday, February 21st, with Spirit of 77, GM'd by Kendo. I was about to point, but I actually don't know which side of the screen I'd be pointing to point at Kendo. Down here.
Down is the place that.
We will be giving away Pink City merch, anime and gaming streetwear friends by Bad House RPG cast member Chris Tung and his brother Mike Tung. And on February 28th, we will be back with a Liminal horror game GM'd by Ambrose. Midnight Rush will continue on Tuesdays. Sun in Chains Episode 4, our Kobold Create series of political intrigue, is this Thursday, February the 20th. That's tomorrow. And as always, check out Bad House RPG's YouTube to find VODs of our other series. We're on a backlog at the moment, but you'll find the Darkness Eternal series is up to date.
And let us roll for the winner. And congratulations to Pengus X Peepus for winning.
That's a
Uh-oh.
good name.
Fantastic.
There
No
we go.
note.
Chaos for winning 6.
Oh,
All right. 6 official digital downloads. We're gonna wait to see if we can get Abhishek back, but good job. Look what you did, penguin penis. All right, we'll be right back. We're gonna go back to break really quick. We're back.
hello everyone. Welcome back from. We got our technical difficulties all sorted out. We're all good though. Is everybody ready to hop back in? All right. So
Yeah.
before our break, our group of dreamers, one by one, slowly entered this church. Slowly entered this church, and as they did, the tension slowly began to ramp up as we got a confession to murder, theological debate, someone being patched up in the front after nearly shooting someone, and finally, Layla Patel spots herself in the confessional. Layla, as we bring our focus to you, you open the door to the confessional, and as we said before, golden light begins to pour out, and everyone in the church that can see this as light just engulfs a portion of the church, pouring out of the confessional booth that you are standing in front of. To everyone else, you only see like the silhouette of Layla's body standing in front of the booth. And Layla, as you look upon yourself, I want you to answer me a question.
Okay.
As you look upon yourself in your prime, when you are at the top of your career, and she looks back at you, What do you think the you of the past would think of the you of the present, covered in ink in a church, surrounded by all these people you don't know?
You like the me of the past, the me in my prime. She would definitely, first and foremost, be like it almost have like a sort of like, it's like a mix of disgust at the person I've become now and almost revel in like a sense of superiority over like, oh yeah, I'm so much better than what you will ever become. Like, it's sort of like a weird and haunting mix of both.
And so as this feeling of disgust and superiority washes over the current you, the you in the booth, the Layla, the false Layla, stands up. And she's gonna grab you. I'm going to need you to make me a strength roll.
Oh, lovely. Double check my strength. Oh, this is not going to be good. Somehow I made it. I rolled a 3 against a 7 strength.
Ooh. And so, what everyone else sees, you see this pool of light on the portion of the church in front of the confessional booth, and you see the silhouette of Layla Patel be grabbed by another silhouette. And you see Layla struggling to not be pulled into the confessional booth. Layla, you are managing to hold your own just long enough for someone to be able to come help if they are able to. But at the moment, you're still struggling. What is on your mind, Layla?
I think Layla, first and foremost, she is definitely thinking... Sorry. She's definitely thinking, for one, trying to pry her, I guess, this faker's hands off of herself. Is like this, she's, before she can even think about why the hell she's even seeing, like, a version of herself from the past at her prime, she has to think about getting these hands off of her, because, like, she imagines, like, almost, like, it's just terrifying for her, just trying to wrestle these arms away from her, this grasp off of her, just before she can even think about why the hell she's seeing herself again. She doesn't need to feel reminded of, like, who she once was, the power she once had, the beauty she once had. It's all just like looking in a twisted mirror that just loves to constantly belittle her, and she hates feeling like that. So she's trying vehemently to just get away from all of this.
And so as you try your best to try to peel the hands away, another pair of hands emerges from the light and grabs onto you. And then another pair of hands reaches out and grabs onto you. And as you're continuously trying to bat these hands away, they just keep on coming. As this pool of light continues to consume you, and you're trying your best to fight, what is everyone else doing right now?
I am the closest person.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
done doing the surgery. I just kind of have him laid down. Ideally, it would be great to try and make sure that this person stays awake, but I gotta get in there. And I'm gonna try and hold on to... I guess I just try and see if I can hold on to Layla and, like, pull her away.
Then I'm gonna need you to make a strength roll.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what do I have? it's like
Yours
a 5.
I forgot your strength is reduced.
Ooh, that is so funny. My original strength is 8. It's now a 5, and I rolled a 7, so I failed.
You do indeed fail. And so, as you attempt to help Layla, you run over and you're trying your best to try to pull Layla away from the flailing arms, but they grab hold of you too. And soon, the both of you are pulled into the confessional. And the door slams shut behind the both of them. And Tyler and James, you two are alone in the church with your recently surgically helped ally. And Layla and Harlan, the two of you find yourselves falling through a void. And as you look around at the darkness around you, you can see just images of past versions of yourself flying by. And as these things slowly mold into the present versions of yourselves and mold back into you, you find yourselves crashing down in a hallway. And I'm gonna need both of you to take 2 damage.
Fuck.
Oh,
Out of strength.
Yeah.
I think I still have all my hit protection, so I just take it from that.
Yikes. Yikes for me.
And so you clatter, your bodies clatter against the hard tile ground of a hallway. And as you look up, you notice that you notice that there is this long hallway with an elevator at the very end. And as the elevator just comes down, you can see the light emerging underneath the elevator as if it's going to open in a moment. As you look around this hallway, there are a handful of other doors, but they're all unmarked. There's no signs. It's strange. What do you two do?
I think after recovering from the impact of the fall, Layla is mainly gonna kind of groan and sort of get up. It's just sort of she probably would have landed on her side, so it's her ribs are really hurting a lot right now.
Yeah, I pull you back up onto your feet.
I think Harlan would probably witness a side of Layla that is very different from the confident, cocky, so self-assured Layla that he has come to recognize through the interviews she has done, the model spreads she has done, the front page photos and such. This is a very vulnerable, almost scared looking, fearful looking Layla. Almost frantic looking as she tries to go through each of the doors in the hallway, try to bang on them, see if they open, lead to an exit. She almost makes her way through each and every door before looking at the elevator.
As you go to bang on the first door, nothing happens. You go to bang on the second door, nothing happens. And as you bang on the third door, the door sweeps open before the fist can connect, and you stumble through the door. And you find yourself in a newsroom. And on every single newspaper is your face. Layla Patel falls from grace. plastered on every single headline.
Like, upon seeing the newsroom full of headlines about herself, her breath immediately starts to hitch and grow and almost to the point where she's almost hyperventilating, and she sort of just hurls in on herself. She's like, no, not true, it's not true. I'm still good. This is all a dream. This is all a dream. This isn't real. This is real. Wake up and you'll be in bed and everything will be great.
Did I see her fall through the door? And is it?
Yes.
Okay. I like run in there. And like, I just sort of like, without asking you, just this pure instinct, I just go in there and like just hold you in my arms. Hey. It's okay. I look at all the newspapers. This shit's not real.
Harlan, as he sort of grips her, would probably just only hear like a very almost, I don't know what the right word, I think broken would probably be the right word. Like a broken sort of just broken giggle full of like denial escape Layla's lips. I'm like, of course it's not true. We're all this is just a dream. Of course this isn't real. Like, this all isn't real. This all isn't real. And she just sees her sort of break down and try to rationalize what is happening as she sort of is reminded of this great failure of hers, and she just tries to look away from it all, as she's always done.
And as you're hearing this, you hear a ding, and you're not sure if it came from one of the typewriters in the room or if it came from the elevator finally coming to a stop at the end of the hallway.
As I'm still holding Layla, I look around the room, see if anything came up, like a piece of paper came out of nowhere or something like that.
At the very end of the hallway, the room, you see that there is a corkboard covered in all sorts of events that were happening throughout the city, and sitting at a single desk, there is an old typewriter, as if it's been put on display, and a piece of paper does indeed ding all the way back over to the ready position. And almost like a specter that is unseen is typing a message into the typewriter. You see words beginning to form across the piece of paper, but you are currently a little too far to read it.
You're okay, okay? I'm gonna either get back into the hallway or just keep your head down. Whatever you need to do, okay? You're good. None of this is real. And I'm gonna go see what the typewriter says.
As you approach the typewriter and look at the piece of paper, you just see the words written, not addressed to anyone in particular, but perhaps addressed to whoever needs to read it. You are not innocent.
I rip the page out of the typewriter and just crumple it.
As you rip this page out of the typewriter and crumple it, you can hear the sound of all the keyboards in the room clacking at once, and Layla looking at the screens, looking at the pieces of paper coming out of different typewriters, looking at everything around this room. You just see, you are not innocent, you are not innocent, you are not innocent, across every single screen in view. A buzzing comes from your purse.
I think her eyes would sort of track, like immediately, like, sort of like dart to her purse as to like wondering what the hell like is happening, like, almost against like her rational mind. Like her rational mind is like saying, "Do not touch your purse. Don't even think about it." like she almost finds like her body, it almost is like reaching for it on instinct to see what is going on, and she zips it open to find the source of that buzzing noise inside her purse. Like, probably her phone, maybe?
Yes.
I mean, her phone gets a lot of things. I mean,
As you look at your phone, it is currently ringing, but in place of a caller ID is just a few question marks.
she doesn't answer it. She sort of just like throws it to the side and just sort of like clatters, like cowers away from it as it sort of keeps her ringing, knowing that it would most likely go to voicemail, but she's just trying to cover her ears to see what it would, like, to not try to hear what it would have to say.
Mm-hmm. And as you throw this phone aside, you can see this as well, Harlan. The phone now sliding over to the doorway that the two of you entered from. A finger begins to emerge from the screen, and then a whole hand, and then an arm, and then it grips the floor, and it begins to pull itself free from the device. And as the whole shoulder emerges, you then see the side of a head begin to pull up. And once again, you see yourself. Just for a moment. And then the features begin to melt away. The color begins to melt away, leaving nothing behind but chrome. As this humanoid figure pulls itself from your phone, it bears the reflectiveness of a living mirror. And seeing yourself distorted across its warped surface, as it completely pulls its lower body out, crawling across the floor toward you. What do you do?
How exactly is Layla distorted by the mirror, I guess the living mirror that now crawls towards her from their phone? She, call me curious.
If I were to... So, if you were to wrap a humanoid figure in a reflective chromatic material, the way it would wrap around these round surfaces of a humanoid figure would warp the body like a funhouse mirror, but in all sorts of strange different ways. And it doesn't look uniform on any part of the body. But as the head is closest to you and you're staring into where the face would be, you do see a reflection of your own looking right back at you. But your eyes are leaking of something, where at first it could be mascara leaking, but you're starting to realize that the distorted image warped in an awful way that leaks this material, that it's blood. And the head of it begins to rise as it is fully removing its foot from the screen of your phone. And it begins to rise, and you see yourself in its chest. You see your body is disproportionate. Your face is continuing to leak this strange material, and your limbs are short in the wrong places. Your height is diminutive in different areas. For all you know, this is just the distortion that a mirror would give you.
I think upon seeing all of that unfold and just almost be sort of like burned into her retinas as she's sort of like wide-eyed seeing all of this occur and seeing all these images of her beauty be distorted by this mirror in ways that she cannot possibly even begin to comprehend or not even begin or even want to try to comprehend. Layla would start trying to like almost sort of scramble back away from this humanoid chromatic figure. Not even like she can't even like she tries to get up, but she doesn't even find that she has the strength in her legs to even like stand up. Like she almost has to like just sort of scramble and just frantically crawl away, just whispering, "Stay away." From this mirror, just as she tries to crawl away from this thing, trying to see if she can find Harlan, hoping that he might, in some way, be able to protect her from this abomination chasing after her. Her mind is frantically racing, just trying to just look for safety at this point.
Harlan, as Layla backs up in fear, you have a clear shot to the doorway. But Layla does not, as this creature pursues. You have a choice to make. Yourself or this person you just met who knows how long ago. What do you do?
The very first day I became obsessed with Layla Patel was a very specific, it was like an international magazine where she even got to have an interview about the photo shoot. And she was so beautiful and so young and so free. There was something just about the way that she was able to accessorize herself. And I knew in those small, small ways, God, I wish I could look like her. I wish I could be like her. I wish I could pull off blonde. I wish I could wear heels and not feel like a pervert. I am obsessed with her. And I don't know her. I just met her. I didn't even realize maybe she was a Crescent Valley local or something. But I also had my wife and the child inside of her stomach. I put myself in between the mirror Layla and the real Layla. And I hold up the gun that has only one bullet in it. And I would like to shoot.
Unfortunately, Tyler took out that bullet. And so as you fire the gun, you hear a click, and nothing comes out. But the head of this creature turns toward you. And in this moment, it scrambles toward you, detecting the danger, charging straight for Harlan Yoon. Layla, the doorway is open. Harlan tried to help you, and now they are beset upon by a creature. Do you choose to escape, or do you choose to stand and help?
If you would have asked Layla before all of this happened, the slumber, the monsters, myriad, everything, she would have definitely chosen to escape. She would have immediately abandoned Harlan, seeing him as nothing but a disposable fan who would do anything to protect her. But after going through what she has, sort of surviving a sort of trial by fire with Harlan, she does sort of not want to leave him. Even though in her mind she would rationalize it as, I don't want to lose my toy or my plaything. I have to make sure he survives. So against her better judgment, or rather against the part of her mind that is extremely selfish and self-centered and like invested in her own survival, she chooses to strike with her taser against the mirror creature that is now attacking Harlan.
And as you pull out your taser, choosing to go defend Harlan, we're gonna cut over to James and Tyler. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I do love leaving people in suspense. Tyler and James. You just watched Harlan and Layla be yoinked through the confessional booth, and the gold light within it disappears. What's on the two of you's mind?
It comes out of my mouth. I immediately, after seeing that, I just like, he does like this like angry laugh that you do when you're like just so frustrated with everything that you just can't do anything but laugh. And he says this, oh my god, this is exactly my point. There's nightmares roaming the streets, our friends are getting yanked into the abyss, and where is your God? Why is your biggest concern whether or not a God who supposedly is all-powerful gives you forgiveness when he has never set foot on this earth to help you?
I don't even know if we're on this earth anymore.
I don't know either. But listen, what I do know is what I can see. And what I can see is that the only way that we have out of this is each other. It's not God. It's not hope. It's not whatever vague concept that you want to put a blanket over to give it a shape. It's the people in front of us. So you can either sit there and seek forgiveness from a God for something that you did, rather than the people in real life that it actually hurt, or you can get up and do something.
Alright. Whatever. And just kind of limply starts to get to his feet. And he doesn't look you in the eyes. He's not standing as straight as he was at his full height. And there's just something gone that used to be there. And he just kind of stands there, almost kind of a husk of a person that he was before. All right. What do we got to do?
Well, first we have to figure out where they went.
and just kind of points towards the confession booth. They probably got pulled somewhere. Probably not in there. Maybe behind the locked door, but...
Is there an anime trope?
I mean, the anime trope would be that regardless of what we did, we'd end up together, so...
Great.
Just focusing on the door.
All right. Now we're going in some kind of same semblance of the same direction. Where's the convict, by the way? And he looks around to see the person that he took the gun from and see where they've gone.
You can see that this person, now they've been patched up, has pulled themselves up into one of the seats, and is now sort of, I guess, waking up to a certain degree, because of the pain that they're in from basically having surgery done on them live, fully awake, and they look over at the two of you, and then they look over towards the altar, and you can see Myriad is standing in front of the altar, looking up at the altar.
Look who finally decided to come to work.
There's something in this.
Feel free to enlighten us.
And they sort of back up a little bit and I guess like jump up onto the altar, and they try to like nudge it a little bit, and they go, "What is this?" Gesturing to the tabernacle.
I am going to walk over to it and see if there's anything in it.
As you walk over to it, you can hear almost like a little bit of a rattling inside of it. And as you go to open it up, you see this... You see this orb, I guess would be the right way to put it, fly out of the tabernacle. And it goes up into the air, and it is going to... Excuse me. It is going to begin to fly around the church, just sort of rapidly going around, almost like it's looking for something, before it then settles back directly in front of your face. And this small glowing orb, landing in front of you, glows just a little bit less and less and less until it eventually looks like a gold egg.
Well, that's weird. I kind of reach out slowly and I try and touch it.
As you touch it, it is smooth to the touch. Not in the way of like touching an eggshell normally has that eggshell feel of it being delicate, but this is almost like touching something metallic. It's strange to hold in your hand, and as you do, you can feel ever so slightly these crevices in the egg.
Doctor? Would you happen to know anything about this?
Is almost standing catatonic.
Cool.
As the two of you behold the egg, the egg begins to sort of rattle in between your fingers, like there's something inside of it trying to get out.
Something funny?
You don't watch anime, you wouldn't know.
I'm a quick learner.
You know, they say all kids hold an egg in their souls. The egg of their hearts. Their would-be selves, yet unseen. Shugochara.
Cool. What does that mean?
It's like it's a magical girl thing. It has nothing to do with this.
So is there something actionable there? What should I do with this thing?
I don't know, dog. I am here with you. I know as much as you, man.
All right, cool. Hey, magical sheep person who continues to be useless. Is there something that we can do with this egg?
I don't think you're going to like my answer.
It's better than wondering.
Break it.
Cool, that was actually my first instinct. And he immediately breaks it.
How do you break the egg?
I love... This is a describe how you open the chest moment. I love fun questions like this. I think that he... Yeah, I think that he at this point is just completely... It's like a normal sized egg, right? Or is it bigger?
Yeah, it's like a normal like chicken-sized egg.
Cool. Yeah, I think he just wraps his entire hand around it and just like crushes it in his fist.
And as you crush it in your fist, you feel it crumble underneath your hand. And you feel something moving within your fist. And you can feel the intensity of the lights coming through the stained glass windows beginning to ramp up.
Is this supposed to happen?
Open your hand.
Cautiously, slowly uncurls his fingers.
And as you do, this is what you see. Harlan and Layla, you two are going to need to do a roll for me.
Egg roll.
So, I'm going to need you to make me a dex roll, and if you succeed, you will act before this strange creature. If you fail, you will act after.
Fuck. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
12 out of 13.
10 against the 12.
Okay, so both of you get to act before the creature. What do? You have this creature skittering toward Harlan after Harlan unsuccessfully tries to shoot it. And Layla, you have a taser raised above your head. Harlan, you have this empty gun in your hand. What goes through the heads of you two tactically right now?
I am gonna set it up so that I'm gonna attempt to hold this thing in place. I look at Layla, I know she has her taser. I just try and set it up for her.
So you're doing what?
Grapple, some tackle of some kind.
Okay. So you're trying to grapple it and hold on to it.
Yeah.
I would say that would be a strength roll. And if you succeed, whatever damage Layla does will be enhanced.
Okay. Please. Shugochara, egg, magic, would-be selves, hop, step, jump.
Step jumpu. Chip surf.
17 out of 3.
You try to grab onto this creature, and it just keeps on slamming your hands away from it and grabbing onto you. And it isn't quite able to attack yet, as it's not its turn. But Layla, you still have yours.
I think while trying to set up this yeah, so trying to coordinate this attack, this coordinated attack with Harlan, she'll see Harlan sort of like, I guess, try to grapple and just double check. The creature wasn't exactly grappled by Harlan's strength check, correct?
No.
Okay. She'll sort of brush that off and just sort of continue pressing on with her attack, raising her taser above her head and just sort of lodging it straight into this metallic, mercury-esque, almost mirror-like finish of this. God, I don't even know how to describe this thing. Mirror her. I don't. Oh God, it's so weird.
As you send your taser towards this creature, towards the reflection of you in its back, roll the d6 associated with your taser.
Yeah, let's do that. And okay, 2.
2. So as you tase this creature, you hear it groan and growl underneath the electricity surged through its body, but it does not relent, with only 2 damage. Harlan, it's going to make an attack at you. And unfortunately, this creature uses a d8 for its attacks. Which means, with your reduced strength, if it rolls anything above a 2, you will die, marking the first death of this game. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
That's a 4. Harlan, with electricity surging through its body, it grabs onto your chest, and the electricity is amplified through it as it pierces its fingers through your skin into your body. You feel its fingers extend, and the electricity jolt your heart. And as all of this pulses through you, what are the last things on your mind before you pass?
I think about the man who I murdered because I was drunk performing his heart transplant. I think about the wife who I left behind to the child that we were going to have in a few months. I think about Layla and how much she meant to me, though she didn't know who I was. I think about Tyler. I think about James. And what an absolute poor, sad sack of shit I was right at the very end.
And as these thoughts exit your mind and your body grows cold, the creature finally relents, having taken the blood of someone they don't deem innocent. Last thing you see is your reflection distorted back to you in this mirror as your vision fades. And Layla, the world crumbles around you, and you find yourself no longer in a publishing room. You find yourself in a crypt. Old coffins, the shelves they were holding them up, collapsed in on themselves. And Tyler, as you watched this death happen, as you watched Layla appear in this crypt, you can hear the sound of Layla's body hitting the floor underneath, directly where you're standing. You can hear that there's something below the floorboards. Layla, you can see ever so barely the glow of Myriad through the floorboards above you. You were under the church. And a key lays wrapped around the neck of a corpse at the end of a string directly in front of you. And at that, we're gonna end our session for the week.
You are evil, I swear to God. Oh my God.
The devil is here. Their name was Oleander.
Truly. Holy fuck.
Okay.
Anyway, that was the end of our show, y'all. I'm Oleander. You can, my pronouns are they, them. You can find me at Straight Nerd Boy, basically everywhere but things owned by Meta. And I don't have anything else to plug, so I'm gonna throw it over to Josephine.
Hello, everyone. I have been Josephine at Scary Dog Friend, and I have been Harlan Yoon. You can find me, obviously, on all stuff Bad House RPG. You can find me at the Mandy's Twitch channel, where we are playing Curse of Strahd in Pathfinder 2E, where I play a beastkin flesh warp minotaur mother. And have a very uncomplicated relationship towards Countess Strahd. Midnight Rushes on Tuesdays. You'll find me tomorrow for Sun and Chains, our Kobold Creates show, again on Bad House RPG. And I'm gonna pass it over to Abhishek.
Hi everyone. My name is Bishik Matange. You can find me at neon_raiden on the formerly Bird site, or Neon Raiden at Blue Sky, or Abhishek Matange_VO at on Instagram. Voice actor who loves tokusatsu, TTRPGs, a lot of nerdy things. You can find me discussing them a lot on social media. Yeah, I was Layla Patel. Was very distraught by watching Harlan die. We can unpack that next episode. Yeah, I don't have any other projects at the moment, aside from Slumber at the moment. So if you have any casting calls, feel free to send them my way so I can apply and hopefully be a part of your show. I will pass it over to Sean.
What's up, y'all? I've been Sean, pronouns he, him. You can find me on all socials, primarily Blue Sky at HighGainSad, and also sometimes running some actual plays over at twitch.tv/imaginationarcade. Not doing much right now, besides trying to know life Magneto and Storm on Marvel Rivals. But yeah, that's about all I've got going on, and I'll throw it over to Kendo.
Oh, I've been Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer, and I've also been Dr. James Dunnington. Definitely not Wife Guy of the Year. You can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Kendo Makes Films. You can listen to my award-winning actual play series, Tales Yet Told, wherever you get your podcasts, and you can find it on the internet wherever you get your podcasts. I think I just said that. No. Yes. Wait. You can find us everywhere on the internet that matters at Tales Get Told. And also on our website, talesgettold.com. You can find me usually every Friday on the Kobold Press, Twitch, and YouTube for Kobold Chats, where we talk all things Kobold Press, Tales of the Valiant, and all that good TTRPG stuff we like putting out. I won't be here Friday, this upcoming Friday though, so come back next week. Yeah, next week would be the next time I would be doing it. So there we go. And I think that's it. Yeah. All right, Josephine, take it back.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams.
Sweet sheep dreams. Bye.
Don't let the chrome monster bite.
The chrome mirror
The
giveaway. We will wrap up. Congratulations to Pink Penguin Penis, whatever the fuck. We'll see you. Actually, next week will be a physical giveaway again, so stay tuned.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
All right, bye.
Bye.